All right, good morning, good morning, and welcome to our channel, Princess. What a wonderful time to be here this morning, the 29th of May 2025, a day unlike any other. As we know that today is not an ordinary day, it is a day that is etched into the emotional and spiritual calendars of thousands across the nation. It is the birthday of Apostle Professor Ken Wakama, the man through whom many have come to see a glimpse of this divine orchestration in the midst of national chaos and personal hardship. But beyond the candles and the cakes, beyond the birthday cheers and whispered prayers, today stands as a symbolic day of reckoning, a day where thousands, if not millions, are staring at their devices, holding their breath, waiting not just for a celebration, but for a declaration. They are not just expecting another sermon or a post on social media. They are yearning for a sound, a sign, a voice, a broadcast that shows, even if faintly, that a vision is still alive, that the hope of the grand disbursement they were promised is not dead. Today, on the birthday of the man who has carried the weight of so many people's hopes, expectations must meet actions, and silence must give way to revelation. Apostle Ken Wakama is not just a name. To many, he is a mantlebearer. He is the visionary behind the much anticipated Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Initiative, a divine initiative that claims to bridge the vast gap between lack and abundance, between pain and promise. On his birthday today, people do not just celebrate a man, they celebrate a mission. They celebrate a man who dared to dream big in a land that is crippled by corruption, by economic hardship, and spiritual fatigue. They celebrate the courage it takes to attempt a vision so large, so impossible, that only divine intervention could see it through. But that's not all. Today is also a symbolic checkpoint in destiny. If there ever was a day to speak, to act, or to signal, this is that day. There are some unspoken burden of silence. As much as today is filled with goodwill messages and birthday wishes, it is also filled with questions, heavy, silent, unrelenting questions. Questions like, where is the broadcast? Questions like, where is the update? Questions like, where's the voice of the country director? Questions like, where's the sign that we are not forgotten after all? The silence has become too loud. People who were once full of excitement and faith are now crippled with anxiety. Families who have counted on this disbursement to save their businesses, to feed their children, to pay debts, and settle hospitals are left stranded in the limbo of vague promises. And so today, a day that should be joyful and light-hearted, carries the weight of 1,000,000 hearts that just need one thing, and that is clarity. Even if it is frail, even if it is whispered, a broadcast today would mean everything. It would mean that the country director still has the people in mind. It would mean that we are still on the journey, It will also mean that this was not all a cruel mirage. The absence of that voice today could do more damage than we can calculate. Today is more than a bad day. It should be a prophetic portal. Yes, I know this in spiritual numerology and divine timing that bad days are portals. They are moments where heaven bends low to touch the earth. Today, as Apostle Professor Ken marks another year on this earth, this could also mark the moment where the prophecy begins to manifest in undeniable clarity. This is not just about cutting cake and blowing candles. This is about signaling a new beginning for the people, the masses, the expectant beneficiaries. The people need a sound that will usher in the next phase of this divine economic plan. And today is supposed to be pregnant with purpose. This is the appointed time. Not another week, not another month. Today. I mean today. Someone echo it after me. Say today. Say today. It has to be today. If ever the prophetic could marry the administrative, if ever divine plans could meet governmental structures, this is the day for that union to be revealed. There are certain things that must filter out today to the masses in motion and restore trust in this divine human process. Several things must become visible today. I'm going to say them out. The first of is that there must or there should be a broadcast from Apostle Ken or the county director. Even if it is short, even if through voice note or text, the people need a direct word. It must acknowledge the weight, must address the fears, and point toward tangible progress. Secondly, the timeline must be reaffirmed. In other words, there must be a timeline reaffirmation for the masses who are in expectation. Specific and updated timelines, not vague spiritual praises or promises. People need to plan their lives for God's sake. If there is a disbursement window, it must be stated today. If there is a delay, it must be explained with integrity. Thirdly, there must be validation from partnering bodies. The mention or confirmation of banks, NGOs, or any regulatory institutions that are involved in the process. These will quiet the voices that are claiming the program is a scam from every quarters and organs. Fourthly, there should be a list of final beneficiaries or access code instructions. Even if a partial list or confirmation portal will give the masses something concrete, it has to be done. Transparency is key, so much a key factor. People are tired of hidden documents and closed doors. It has to be. Fifthly, there should be a mobilization plan. If the funds are to be released in stages, let the people know. If they have to be rolled out all at once, let the people be aware. A structure on how funds will be used to develop communities should be shared to the masses. On the sixth count, there should be an official letter or a circular. If there's no broadcast, if no broadcast can be done, at least, at the very least, an official document, a letterhead stamped and signed, ought to be released for the masses to know and to feel the authenticity of this disbursement in the way. and 7 wise. These are like the 7 structures of perfection. In Christian understanding, we talked about the 7 statutes of a perfect man. We talk about faith, which is the basics, the foundation. We talk about virtue, then which is strength, capacity. We talk about knowledge. We talk about patience. We talk about godliness. We talk about brotherly kindness. And we talk about charity, which is love, the capstone. You understand? Now, if all these things be in you, you would not be barren. So I give to you these 7 structures that are important tips today that ought to be something of manifest today to the masses, if at all this vision is claimed to be still valid, which I know from my own perspective that the vision is valid. But a lot of persons also have to know we have different level of faith, understanding, belief system, tolerances, and that is why everybody should and must be carried along. There are those with faint heart who are still wondering, is this program still alive? Is this program still seeing the light? While others are beginning to talk about, is this still a scam? Today shouldn't go with a silence. No. I resist. I totally resist. We could have managed silence in other days, not today. Apostle Professor Ken. That's why you should share this video. Share this voice note, ensure that it gets to the county director. I am talking to the county director as a father. He is a fatherly figure. We are the children within this organ. We could have managed the silences of all the days, but not today. Today, there should be words, even if faint. There should be speech. There should be certain words that could lift the masses up. Apostle Ken, if you have us at heart today, don't be silent with us. Say something. Today should be a day of talking something. You got to say something to the masses. If even half of these things are released today, I've mentioned 7 things. Maybe I should just name them out again. The first one there is that there should be a broadcast from Apostle Ken, the county director. Secondly, there should be timeline reaffirmation. Thirdly, there should be validation from partnering bodies. Fourthly, there should be a list of final beneficiaries or access code instructions. Very importantly. Fifthly, there should be a mobilization plan. If you want to know what I say, just listen to what all of these things mean. Just listen back, just rewind back a little bit. You understand every message. Fifthly, there should be a mobilization plan to this effect. Sixth wise, there should be an official letter or circular. And on the 7th count issue, there should be word from external trustees or international donors. In other words, the people need to know that external oversight exists and is functioning. We've had in time the IMF body are involved in this. The CBN are involved in this. We've never heard of their inclusion when it comes to either memo or notes. There should be the inclusion of the external oversight, and people should understand that these factors or inclusivities are functioning according to purpose and plans. It has to be. It just had to be. Now, I need to say this, that there is a cost to prolonged silence. There is a limit to the patience of even the most loyal followers. There is a limit. The emotional, mental, and spiritual fatigue many are going through cannot be overstated. Depression, you talk about confusion, you talk about poverty, you talk about embarrassment, you talk about ridicule, which have all become part of their daily bread, daily meals, daily foods. Many have gone into debt. Believing in this promise, many have faced mockery from friends and relatives. Many have started businesses in hope and are now stranded in debts. Yes, they do. To allow this day to pass without a sign will not only be a missed opportunity, it would be a tragedy of epic proportions in the lives of the people. This is not just about money anymore. It's about trust. It's about reputation. It's about the legacy of a vision that was meant to liberate the masses from the chains and shackles of poverty into the abundance of life, the proximities of help. This is a prophetic cry coming from Princess Channel to Apostle Ken this morning. I wish to speak this on a clear conscience and a calm demeanor. And this addresses the country director. Please, if you love the country director, you love this channel so well, extend this message. In other words, try as much as possible to share this message until it gets to him. Dear County Director, Apostle, Professor Ken Wakama, on this day, as we honor your life and legacy, we must also speak the truth in love. Your silence now could cost lives. Your silence today could break the faith of many who once believed that God sent you. You're not just a man. You are a voice. And we need that voice today. Even if you're burdened, even if you're tired, speak. Christ at one time just finished preaching. You're a man of God, so you could relate to this on a deeper personal level. Christ at one time just finished ministration, and he was so tired. Yes, he was so tired. You know why? He was 100% God and 100% man, but not like your kind of manliness. He was so tired. And the Bible said they carried him as he was into the ship. He was taken to the hinder part of the ship, so exhausted. Can God be tired? But you see, he was tired as a man. But that doesn't make less of him. He was whisked as he was to the hinder part of the boat. And then, just before you say Jack, the storm started. The winds began to blow. And all the disciples, they were fidgeting. Everybody was in disarray. They threw in their luggages to lighten the ship. They threw everything into the sea. But the storm wouldn't stop. Until one person among them remembered, the master is on the ship. And he ran to the back part of the ship and patted him. Master, carest thou not that I will perish? Now, this is my emphasis right now. As tired as he was, he got up. He got up and he looked at the storm. The Bible said he spoke to the storm and said, be calm. And there was a great calm. In other words, even the elements of the weather recognized who their master was. But my emphasis is this. He was tired, but he spoke. They were troubled. He was burdened for the stress of the ministration, but he spoke. That's why I said, even if you're burdened, Apostle Ken, even if you're tired, speak now, today. Even if you feel the weight is too much, speak now, today. Even if it is not what you want to hear, speak. Your voice today could shift atmospheres. Your update can change the direction of 1,000 homes. We're not asking for money today, if possible. We're asking for a movement We still need the money anyway. Of course, we do need it today. If it can drop today, why not? We're going to grab it and bless you. But we're asking for movement, for motion, for momentum. And I must need say this. What happens if today ends in silence? Should this day pass without any form of communication or movement? I'm going to say one or two things that we may fear may unfold. First, mass exodus from the vision. Many might walk away from this dream and never to return. There might be some public outcry and media attention. Some journalists might already be sniffling around if today lose faith in the people and the people lose faith in today's silence. They may take matters to the press. Thirdly, there could be some spiritual disappointment. People will not only doubt what capacity you have, they may doubt God Himself. There could be or there may be the loss of influence and trust. Once lost, trust is hard to regain. Let this not be the day it crumbles. I'm talking about trust. This could also foster some ripple effects on other movements, other pastors, other visionaries, other nation builders who are watching might also grow cold. A person can. On a conclusive note, this is a day to make or to break in history. Today is a turning point. It can either be remembered as the day the vision was revived, the day faith became sight, the day that hope had hands and legs. Or it could be remembered as the day the silence was louder than the promise, the day hope was postponed again and trust was stretched too thin, stretched for too thin. To the county director and all who stand in governance of this vision, remember this: to whom much is given, much is expected. If you have been given the mandate to steward this generation's economic revival, then this birthday must not be a passive one. It must be prophetic, it must be powerful, and it must be productive. Let today carry a message. Let today be more than just candles and cakes. Let it be the day that we finally saw the cloud the size of a man's hand, a sign that the rain is near. Let heaven and earth bear witness. This is the day that must not end in silence. Happy birthday, Apostle Professor Ken Wakama. May your voice rise. May your hands be strengthened. And may today be remembered as the day the floodgates of provision finally began to open. The people are waiting. The people are waiting for you. The nation is watching. The nation is watching towards your course. And heaven is ready. The showers are gathering. We're expecting the fall. This is Princess Channel. The channel with legitimacy of purposes, legitimacy of updates, legitimacy of informations. We talk about all of them, the grants, the cryptocurrencies, all the financial stuff that could earn you stability in life. In case you're new here, do punch in that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss out on vital update. We're here for you. We love you. We got your back. A channel of good news. We love you once again. Apostle Ken, don't forget. The people are waiting. The nation is watching. And heaven is ready. God bless you. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, now, can I leave this? To carry for you, don't know whether you reach. Stop on the road.